Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio, sending MP3 vibrations around the world, ringing clear from Taipei, Taiwan to Cincinnati, Ohio. We have the Bible Bistro wide open and ready to go today, and we're looking at verses 13 and 14 in Psalm 35. So if you have your Bible and you want to turn there, and if you're just joining us for the first time, or maybe the first time this week, you've never heard Daily Dose Radio before, but you're hearing it now, and you think, well, this is kind of funny that the translation he's reading from is not like mine. No, you're not going to find this on the bookshelf of a bookstore anywhere, because I make my own translation. I read the Hebrew for myself and translate, and I do so in a very specific way. I have a pedagogical intention when I translate, and that is so that we can try to get a little sense of the words that are being used in a different form. I don't recommend my translation as a translation because it's not smooth. The art of the translator is such a rich thing, and I am basically doing a very wooden job of translating just to give us a little bit of a contrast to perhaps what you're reading. Some of the way I translate will sound exactly like what you're reading and maybe like what I read. It's going to be just a little bit different in certain spots, and I want you to have that as we go through. So if you have your Bible and the translation that you enjoy, I want you to read as I read mine. This is verse 13. But I, when they became sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I afflicted my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned unto my bosom. As a neighbor, as a brother to me, I caused myself to walk as one who mourns for a mother, bowing down in mourning. Now, yesterday we said, David actually said, and they repaid evil instead of good. All right, now we come to 13 and 14, we find out about the good. What did David do? How did he behave towards these people? Now, I said at the very beginning of this week that this is about the Lord doing a work of vengeance, the Lord doing a work of repayment. That is not our job. It is not our job to repay evil for evil. It is not our job to settle scores. So what's our job? Well, we find it right here in verses 13 and 14. Our job is to treat that pursuer, that enemy of our soul, whoever this human might be, as a brother or as a neighbor. Remember what Jesus said about neighbors. Okay, so they become sick. What do? You put on sackcloth. You afflict your soul with fasting. You go to prayer. So all of those things, we're doing it for that one who's our neighbor, yet who's the enemy. So we're praying for them. We're treating them as a close friend, a neighbor, a brother. I caused myself to walk as one who mourns for a mother. See, what we do is we say, well, it's an enemy, so he gets what he deserves, or she gets what she deserves. No, friend, that is not right. What we're to do is we're to mourn for them, fast for them, pray for them, even though they persecute us, even though they repay us evil for good. And then we go to the Lord and say, Father, you take care of this. I'm going to do my part. And my part is turning the other cheek. My part is going the extra mile. My part is giving them my cloak when they demand it. My part is being kind and neighborly and being that kind of a Christian person to the one who is abusing me. Now, I know that's not easy. I get it. I say the words and I think about times when I've wanted to take vengeance for things that were done against me. Go to the Lord, fall on your knees, and ask Him to take the battle shield, to take up the spear and draw it out. You put on sackcloth, let Him put on armor. You put on good deeds, you let Him take care of the pursuer, because He knows how best to take care of the enemy. I hope you'll join me again next time. We'll look at the second part of Psalm 35 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.